So now that you have a basic understanding of the back office speaking to the till, let's begin creating items. If you click on your edit create sales items, we will come up with the next available PLU code. PLU comes from the terminology of price lookup. That is why we call it a PLU code. Let us make a Coke Zero, and then you would have your barcode scanner, scan it in. If you don't have a barcode on an item, maybe you've got some biscuits that you've made and you want to create a barcode, you can auto generate a barcode for it and it will generate its own barcode for you. But normally we would just scan the barcode and then we use price level 1. Price level 1 is the selling price of that item, and then we can link it to a group or a department. Most people use the group, so we're going to create a new department called cool drinks. And update, and we can now add it to the cool drinks department. You will see we have touch categories on our previous version. It will be found in a different spot, but we'll go through that later. This is basically a setup for a supermarket. You can put in your average cost or cost price over here in order to get your markups and profits. So the nice thing about this is if you know, and it's very difficult if you are starting a new business and you haven't used the system before, you're going to have to go back into your records and check your pricing. But this will be a cost price excluding VAT, so we'll put our price there. Maybe it is R7.50 excluding VAT, and you'll see immediately, you will see there's a GP markup in a percentage format and monetary profit. So every time I sell a Coke Zero, I am making R6.41 profit. Very important thing I did forget right now, and I'm glad I did, so that you can just always put in the milliliters of the item. 340. Alright, once we've done that, we can update the item. So now you have created a Coke Zero, 16 Rand. You've put it in its department. Now the link department is for reporting purposes. It is not linked to the touch screen as such. If you have a touch screen, I will go through that a little later. So you will ask for a report at the end of the month saying, I want to know from the 1st to the 31st of the month in my cool drinks department what was sold, and it'll give you a breakdown of each department. So very important thing, once we've created the item, do not forget to update. If you don't update, you don't save. So I can go in and create an item and give it a price, and I can go next item, and you'll see if I go previous, it won't save it because we have not updated. So don't forget to update. And then once you've done a whole bunch of items, or if you want to do just one item, you can transfer that to your till. You'll find that button on the top saying transfer items. On the other version, it'll look like a bunch of computers linked together, and we can press proceed. So what it will do is it will go through all the items and it will do a price change on all the items you've made changes to. If we go to the till, which we can toggle between, as you can see, a little block will come up, and then it would have taken the new items. Sometimes it takes about 5 seconds to transfer. If you're impatient like me, then I would exit the program and log and go out of the program and go back into the program again. Then all the items should be there. But it usually updates every 5 seconds. So standard code to get into the point of sale would be 1 and enter. Immediately it will come up with your till system looking like this. Now there is a lot of buttons. You shouldn't be worried about them. We need to activate each button. So if you don't use book to room, don't worry about that. It will not work because I need to activate it, or you need to activate the buttons. We do credit card integrations depending on what credit card company you deal with. So if you are interested in that, you can contact us as well. So I've created an item, a Coke, and I will obviously scan it in with my barcode scanner. If I don't have a barcode scanner, we can just click on our item list over here and we can search for Coke, and there's the Coke. Okay. You will see the price isn't the same as what I put on there because I've linked to a different back office, but this is just for demonstration purposes. So once I've rang up a Coke, I can scan a few more items. A milkshake for argument's sake. And if you do have a restaurant and you are wanting to put the items on the fast one-touch keys, I will show you at a later stage also how to do that. But this can also be done not only for a restaurant. You can have maybe an airtime button, or you'll see we've got extras here, parcels. Yeah, these are all for restaurants, but you can name the button whatever you want to, and you can put whatever you want to underneath it. For instance, breakfast, we've got French toast. What we can also do is when you click on French toast, you can actually have a little block come up that will explain to you medium rare, with rice, chips, baked potatoes, whatever the situation. So there are so many options that you can choose and add-ons that you can put onto the system for each item, and that all gets set up in the back office. So your till is just basically very standard. Once you go in, remember the passcode to get into the till is number 1, and then you can create your own passcodes later. And then you would go to the leaf and you can say subtotal and put in the amount the person has given you, and cash, or if you're not linked to a credit card company, or if we haven't linked you, you put the amount in on the credit card machine, wait for it to go through, and then you can say subtotal and credit card, or alternatively you can choose the cash option, which we're doing right now.